Yo, what's up, diggity dogs? Give me a high five. Give me just 1 second. Okay, I'm back, diggity dogs. Today we're going to be ranking all of the Pixar films. I forget what the last ranking was. It was either ranking the MCU films or something like that. But anyway, here we are, ranking all of the Pixar films. I think I did all the Disney films like last year. I do DreamWorks, but I'm not familiar with a lot of them. All the shows and stuff like that. So here it is, ranking the Pixar films. Okay, the original Toy Story, and apparently the first 3D animated theatrical film of all time. I'm just gonna trust them on that. I feel like the film, of course, after 30-something years, the animation hasn't aged that well. But like I said, the very first CGI... CGI 3D animated film. You know, fun fact, a few weeks ago I had a dream about the film, it was completely ridiculous. The film had, the animation was complete ass. Andy was apparently, messing around with the revolver, but don't worry, no one was hurt, but, it was way more ridiculous. You know what, I just remember dreaming, this bizarre version of the film, but anyway, you know what, I'm just going to edit out that part of the, in post-production. So, Toy Story 1, I think, it's a solid start, really set. It's basically just Brave Little Toaster, but, yeah, Woody and Buzz, excellent dynamic, the Tom Hanks leader guy, and Woody Allen playing the ham-fisted hero, and all the other ones, easily set all of the Pixar tropes of, the outcast, weirdo, tearjerker moments, and of course, crazy side characters. A Bug's Life, you know what? Yeah, this is easily one of their weaker films. Not really awful, but when you think about Ants, ANTZ with Woody Allen and Sylvester Stallone, Ants is probably the better one. Not just because it's more better, more accurate piece of xenofiction, more better animated, but also because it's a lot more realistic to Bug stuff and more mature. A Bug's Life, it just feels a lot more immature. It feels and one thing I realized is how clever Pixar was. Of course, they wouldn't be able to get straight up humans right, so they made the main characters toys, then bugs, then monsters, then fish. They started at the very far end of the uncanny. They started at the low, away from the other side of the uncanny valley before trying to leap it. But anyway, I feel it was kind of a cliche message about the fact that they use someone like Dave Foley to voice the main character just shows how, Pixar was still someone has, low tiers. He's a good actor, just, not very, A-tier enough, just shows how they were still finding their voice. Plus, it's a cliche lie revealed, the Seventh Samurai in there, not really that. Feels like it's a story we've heard a lot. If you want a good piece of, bugs, I just highly recommend, Hollow Knight, because I did a Let's Play on it. Dun 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 dun. Toy Story 2, easily a step up from the original Toy Story. I love how they fleshed out the characters more. Finding out that they made a sequel, their third film of all time was a sequel, but I think you gotta stay on track. Really like how they fleshed out Woody's backstory, created a backstory to the Woody Toys thing, and the in-universe piece of Woody media. It actually felt like something that they would make for their Woody themed toy. I think I'm getting off track, but anyway, great film. First time they had a good villain. It had Beast from X-Men. But no, No, wait, wrong X-Men theme. Da 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 as the main villain. Good performance. A lot of crazy antics showing anthropomorphic toys in a human world. Highly recommend. Monsters Inc. Fun fact, I remember when I was in summer of 2018, I went on vacation, like the kids theater was doing a Monsters Inc. I went to go see it. I was like the only guy, like it was mostly toddlers and my parents, but I went to go see it on my own. Great film, Monsters Inc. I mean, Mike Wazowski, James P. Sullivan, classic Pixar characters. Really like how they managed to create such a crazy world. Great star for Pete Docter, my favorite Pixar director, whose head does not look like a sorting Tic Tac. So sorry, I'm drinking a Sprite. No, wait, a Canada Dry sparkling water. And I really like how they managed, like I said, taking such a wacky concept and turning it into a piece of blue-collar work, but there's still heartwarming moments between Boo and, of course, wait, who's the one that was called Boo again? Oh yeah, that was the girl was named Boo, and she ended up calling him Kitty, even though he doesn't really look like one. Anyway, of course it's come on, great combination of Billy Crystal, John Goodman, great movie. Finding Nemo. You know, I remember this one. There was another time I was on vacation. It was about a year ago. I really needed a pee, and of course that's a film I decided to watch, Finding Nemo. I saw the director's commentary a while ago, great director's commentary, but anyway, it's easily, I mean, definitely better than Shark Tale, of course, which I also have on DVD. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. Really like how they managed to capture the sheer majesty of the ocean, like exactly why Steven Hillenburg became one. Great man he was. And of course they called the shark Bruce, like after Jaws. Really shows how the people at Pixar was like really understood film. I remember when I was in film studies class and my piece of shit film studies teacher decided to force us to watch Jaws when I didn't force us to watch a bunch of outdated films. Like that's one of the films he made us watch, and because he was a piece of shit, of course. But anyway, unlike Finding Nemo, which is an awesome film. Oh yeah, next we get to the magnum opus of Pixar, The Incredibles. Dun 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 dun. This is this is easily Pixar's best film in hindsight. It really manages to capture the deconstruction of the realism of Watchmen with the bombasticness of the superhero genre, and it's also a good family drama, of course, probably on the same level as a film like Hereditary, of course, in terms of capturing the family drama, but of course it's very opposite end of while on the same level of quality, it's on the opposite end. But anyway, great animation of the time, a great step into human characters, great scenery. I remember there was a trailer for it, and when on this one Pokemon DVD I watched, that was a good movie. Anyway, The Incredibles up there with Zack Snyder's Watchmen and David Ayer's Suicide Squad is one of my favorite cape shit films of all time. Next we're on to Cars. I mean, come on, Cars. On the one hand, like, it's basically been turned into the butt of a joke nowadays, and on the other hand, come on. Had a lot of moments about like capturing the majesty of like change over time, being a worn-out celebrity, wanting fame more than anything else. And I love the joke that's basically the plot to Thor, like a hot-headed celebrity gets banished to the middle of nowhere. Next, Ratatouille. Fun fact, you know what? My sister actually made me write an essay on Ratatouille once last year during her first semester of college. I think I wrote like 10 essays for her over the course of the last 2 semesters, and she still nags me all the time. Still doesn't let me attend parties when she holds them downstairs. But anyway, Ratatouille, it was a thing on Plato's The Cave. Schaeferless already did an hour-long video, already did a Pixar rank, and I'm just not gonna recommend him. It was so good that it even got a sequel, Raccacoonie, or was it Raccoonui? It was a Raccacoonie or Raccoonui, I forget. But anyway, one of the greatest pieces of flinch media out there, like Miraculous Ladybug. Yep. So, it really captures the romanticness of France, and its story really doesn't just capture my imagination. It captures mon cœur. WALL-E, great Pixar film. Really captures the cute robotness. Captures the majesty of space. It's a really good climate change allegory. I don't really know why they had to outright leave Earth. Wait, what? Was there leave Earth? Wait, sorry. Just thought I heard something. Remember, it's a cute love story about the stoic, no-nonsense girl meeting the down-to-earth weirdo. And it's a good homage to other, space movies. And it has a good environmentalist message. Up, I loved seeing that in theaters. I remember what Up, yes, that is a classic one. I remember I got the video game for the PlayStation Portable. I think I played it maybe 3 or 4 times when I was 10. It has a lovable dog character. It's a great old man. Rip Edward Asner, a great man. Another plot twist villain. A surprisingly likable kid character, and I am far more familiar with the island from the video game than from this film. But anyway, great film. Toy Story 3, one of the memory of seeing that in theaters, amazing. It was the end of 3rd grade. I just remember it's one of the few times when all members of my family went to go see a movie together. The only other few times were with Guardians of the Galaxy. Hooked on a feeling, da 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 da. Da, 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 da. And oddly enough, a few weeks ago with Top Gun Maverick, great film. Proof that Paramount Pictures is a lot more awesome than people think. But anyway, Toy Story 3, it was one of the most bombastic films ever. Seeing this franchise finally return after 13 years or something. Only to return after 13 years again. Really glad to see where this franchise went. Easily the biggest tearjerker in the entire Pixar lineup, and that's saying something. Yeah, great film, just remembering it. Great, one of the better executed plot twist villains of Pixar. Cars 2, I know it's so bad it's good, but still, so bad it is still technically good. It is such a cheesy cash grab film. It's basically 2 hours of spy cliches, extremely, reductive humor of other countries, and, just overall cheesiness. It has to be the greatest example of a dumb animated movie ever. But yeah, Cars 2, be so bad it's good. I mean, still bad, but still cheesy enough to work. Brave! Oh yes, Brave! Oh hey there, donkey! Do you like my thick Scottish? You know, I used to like this film. It used to be one of my favorites, but then I realized, yeah, this film does indeed suck. I mean, just isn't that good. I mean, like, it's a cliche plot line, as a nostalgia critic said, not really a good exploration of Scottish culture, very dumb decisions from a lot of the characters, largely considered by everyone to be one of the weakest Pixar films. I mean, I really did like the atmosphere of the film, really captured the Scottish Highlands. I have Disney Plus open in the background on my PS4. I like my PS4, even though it has, like, my TV currently has this, like, vertical rows of lines over it. Like, some of them are red, some of them are black. It's like, individually they're not that bad. It's the fact that there's, like, so many of them. Monsters University. Fun fact, I remember taking out this film like the week before college. I know, a few months before college. It was like the same day like I like to prepare for college. I of course decided to watch the only college film I was familiar with, Monsters University. It was the same day I finished watching Stranger Things season 3. And went to the dreaded doctor's appointment to get a meningitis vaccine. It was a good vaccine. But anyway, it really captures the hecticness of college life, what it's like just how nuts it is, like how But what it doesn't capture is cruddy roommates, how lonely it is, like, but on the other hand, like, it really has a strong message about finding your talent, finding your voice. Really glad they had a cameo of it from in Monsters at Work. But anyway, like, but a lot of the time it really feels like they're scraping the bottom of the barrel for how much they get out of this world. Like, an entire class on Scream can design, really. Well, I mean, in universe it makes sense that would exist, like, because it's an important part of energy tactics. But anyway, really captured the, anyway, House Uzma Kappa is probably the best college house, especially compared to the ones at, oh yeah, MU is better than SMU, FYI. Okay, next we have Inside Out, one of very few films that I've seen twice in theaters. Once with my grandma, dun dun da 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 dun dun da 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 dun da 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 da, and with my dad, like, because, like, yeah, I remember the day I saw this in theaters with my dad. Like, it was like a few days after the end of middle school. Good riddance to those shitheads, to all those pieces of shit in middle school. But I remember, like, I was playing Gears of War, like, that same day. Yeah, playing Gears of War a few minutes before you go off to see a Pixar film for the second time in theaters. Yeah. If you know anything about me, I'll just tell you that nothing has changed in a while. But anyway, this is usually, it goes without saying that this is one of the most emotional Pixar films out there. Really just shows what it's like inside the mind of a person. Of course, like, Anger was the greatest character of them all. Really, like, shows how what it's like to grow up, what it's like to go and, like, what change is like. And I think one of the most powerful parts of the film, like, if you were to remove all of the emotion scenes, like, you'd still have, like, a coherent plot with Riley hating the fact that she was moving out and stuff like that. Like, those scenes are perfectly coherent. It's just like the emotions are a great way to peer into that. Like, and the joke is that, like, what if our emotions had emotions? Of course. Good Dinosaur. Yeah, that film stank. It was very cliche, very lowbrow humor, very childish. But it's the fact that Pixar and dinosaur. How do you mess that? How do you mess that up, people? Pixar and dinosaurs. How the heck do you mess that up? Finding Dory. Okay, I think that I feel like this one was just underwhelming more than anything else. Like, not. Of course, it was disappointing compared to the original, which was a classic. Just moving things around a bit. But, like, I mean, it's the fact that, like, Disney decided to make a sequel after literally, like, 13 years. I mean, imagine if. I mean, making a sequel after 13 years, I mean, who else does that? Like, some film that became the highest grossing film of all time, but no one ever mentioned again for 13 years? But anyway, Finding Dory was really underwhelming. Just didn't really felt like a the plot of a direct-to-DVD sequel, like finding the person's long-lost parents and encountering a bunch of tag-along side characters. So yeah, I'm just gonna have to put it there. Cars 3. Okay, that is one of the best films of that Cars 3 somehow managed to make Cars work. Like, it's a genuinely good sports film, cross country, a hilarious. Okay, the scene with the failed attempt at the simulation thing, that was hilarious and iconic. And Jackson Storm, great villain. They had Nathan Fillion as a character. Cars is clearly one of Pixar's best franchises. Even if the lore makes no sense whatsoever, or just has disturbing implications. And Mater is still a classic. But yeah, Cars somehow managed to bring Cars into A tier. Coco, okay, easily the second most emotional Pixar film behind Toy Story 3. I mean, come on, it's about like a broken family, Mexican culture. Fun fact, like, I once Ubered out, like, because of, during the 2020 fall semester, for obvious reasons, like, the semester was very dull, trapped in my room all day. So I decided to Uber down to the movie theater to watch that in theaters. Come on, it was Pixar. I mean, like, my life was so empty during the COVID semester that I ended up doing. But anyway, Coco, great world building, great exploration of Mexican culture. However, as great as the film is, I have to say that The Book of Life is the day of the film had, because it has Jorge A. Gutierrez and Guillermo del Toro directing it. Your argument is invalid. Feels like that for some reason it feels like I took an axe to the shoulder, or like collarbone, really hurts. Great music. There's apparently a Spanish version of the film, but apparently it just plays the English version. I don't know why Disney Plus labels it differently. Thank you very much, Disney Plus, for doing that, you pieces of shit, poop heads. Now I have to change the language all on my own because of you. And now we get to the most disappointing Pixar film of them all, The Incredibles 2. The Incredibles 2. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, that's basically The Incredibles 2's theme song, because of how underwhelming the film was. Whereas in a vacuum, it's just a mediocre film, but it's the fact that it's the sequel to... Okay, it's a sequel after 14 years to The Incredibles, one of the best Pixar films there was, and that's it. I mean, the villain is underwhelming as heck. It's another plot twist villain, but like a modern Disney plot twist villain, not like the clever one. There's underwhelming plot line. The 50s aesthetic went way too hard. A lot of these characters felt like they didn't have much to do. Like, a lot of the newer soups were boring. But anyway, not bad. Just had way too big shoes to fill after far too long. That film, despite the fact that it's a C, I do not recommend seeing it. Toy Story 4, A tier, great return of a classic character, had Keanu Reeves in it. Powerful message about like the continuation of the Toy Story. Keegan-Michael P. and Jordan Peele as characters. I'd have to put it just ahead of Cars 3, but not as good as Monsters Inc. Or okay, Finding Nemo is better. I think I got it to exactly how it is, like, but still, the fact that it's a Toy Story, I mean, the very fact that it's Toy Story 4 made after such an amazing conclusion with Toy Story 3 and after so long, is what does it to A. Apparently some guy made, like, a video essay, and people got mad at him for making the video essay, so I'm just gonna leave it at there. Onward. Fun fact, I saw this in theaters day one, like, when it came out, like, I remember when I was feeling, like, extremely dangerous levels of depression early 2020, ironically completely unrelated to COVID. Like, we're talking bad mental health issues. Felt very alone, was going to the theater, like, there was a $7 theater nearby. But anyway, Onward, great film, great brother road trip movie, great D&D references. There was they had the Dark Moon Greatsword in it apparently, Octavia Spencer, Griffin Nuggets. But the end, I mean, the magical elements were kind of underwhelming. I mean, apart from the fact that it was all fantasy creatures, didn't really feel that different from our world. They sell at highways, fast food, American education system. Felt like a very underwhelming world with magic underutilized. So I'd have to put this in the lower B tier. I mean, there wasn't anything disappointing about it, but nothing really that magical. I could see why it would resonate with someone. And to Schaeferless, just say that you don't like Chris Pratt. I mean, it's not that hard. Don't make up BS reasons that we could see right through. Just say that you don't like Chris Pratt. I think he's pretty good. I don't even know. Now we get to Soul. Okay, I have to put this just behind Incredibles. Dun 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 dun. And ahead of Inside Out. I mean, it is a great spiritual journey, like just great story of finding your purpose in life. Really love the contrast. They had Electro from The Amazing Spider-Man 2 as the main character. Great musical storyline. Really about finding your passion in life. I remember I saw this in theaters, like at I remember seeing like the director commentary of the film like right before the end of my sophomore year at college, and ironically saw it again when I was week 1 of getting back to the university. Like they were playing this film. And finally I saw it for the first time with my dad on Christmas Day. Magical experience, like getting to watch a Pixar film with your dad when you're 20. And very original take on like the spirit world in general. And loved like the crazy white guy that they joined forces with. See ya. And next is Luca. Once again, there is just one word I could use for this film. It is a delight. This is a delightful film. It's grounded, like it's basically The Shape of Water, but like they're half like humans or something. One of the more straightforward, simple yet effective villains in a Pixar film. Really captures the childlike wonder of Italy. I mean, like, it's up there with Assassin's Creed 2 as one of the best pieces of Italian media. Very, like, cute and heartwarming tale. Like I said, just very zen, very lo-fi. Really captures the magic of lower, like some of the more grounded Ghibli films. Highly recommend. And as you can see, I put it into A tier. Now we get to, in my opinion, the worst Pixar film thus far, Lightyear. First of all, okay, I mean, this is the one I saw the most recently, so I have the most articulate feelings on it. So here we go. The gay rep they boasted so much about was only on screen for 2 seconds and the character is killed off within the first 10 minutes of the film. The art style is not Pixar at all. Despite the fact that it advertises itself as a Buzz Lightyear film, it feels nothing like the character of Buzz Lightyear from the tetralogy. Even though Buzz Lightyear was apparently shafted in the 4th film, as I remember, they completely erased Buzz Lightyear of Star Command and the TV movie from history. Of course, Disney does that. It's a very they said that this was basically anti-Star Wars, but this is not Star Wars. It's After Earth or Independence Day Resurgence. Just a cheap, generic sci-fi knockoff film. And Chris Evans he gave just a very cliched choice on the film for a main character. So yeah, this is the worst one simply based on like what it sets out to do versus what it actually is. And now we get to last. Just got a cramp or something. Last but certainly not least in terms of opinions, Turning Mother Effing Red. You know, you'd think that I'd just give a typical review of the film just like that. But no, I have more complicated film thoughts on the film. I'm not saying, did I hate this film? Did I love this film? Was I just indifferent to the film? Let's just say that my thoughts on this film are very long and very complicated, and I could not do them justice in just like a half-minute skit on a review compilation. So you know what? We'll be getting to you. I mean, in a vacuum, I think objectively, I'd say the film was pretty okay with some good moments. But as it pertains to like everything surrounding it, and my personal emotional response to it, we'll be getting to you later. So there it is, my ranking of all something Pixar films. Thank you guys for watching. See you on the Creature Trail.